Good afternoon, Ray. Thank you for taking your time to meet with us today. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Just excited to be here today.
That's great to hear, man. To give you a little background, we're looking for somebody who can work effectively with our team in providing power washing services to our residential and commercial properties. In this interview, we're going to focus on understanding your experience and some of the skills, and we want to figure out how you align with the responsibilities and the values of our company. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, that sounds great, man. I'm looking forward to learning a lot about this position.
Before we get started, can you briefly tell us just a little bit about yourself and what interests you about this power washing position?
Sure, yeah, I can. My name is Ray. I've worked in outdoors maintenance, cleaning for the past few years. I always liked hands-on work, especially jobs that allow me to see immediate results. I'm interested in power washing just because I appreciate the physical aspect of the job and the satisfaction that comes from transforming spaces. Whether it's making a driveway look brand new or cleaning a business exterior. I also enjoy outdoor works. Anything that pretty much just fits me. This job just seems like it's perfect to me.
Man, that's great to hear. Thank you for sharing that with me. I wanted to go a little bit more into your previous experience. Can you walk us through any past jobs that you have that involved maybe power washing or any related experiences that you may have had in this field?
Sure. My previous job, I worked for a local property maintenance company where I handle a variety of tasks, including power washing. I've cleaned everything from driveways, sidewalks to decks, buildings, all types of things. I worked with both residential customers, small businesses, and ensuring their properties were well maintained and presentable. One of my main responsibilities was to choose the appropriate pressure and cleaning solution based on the type of surface and just ensuring the job was safe and efficiently done.
Okay, okay. What type of services have you worked on? Like, for example, have you had any experiences cleaning driveways, decks, sidings, or any exterior surfaces?
Yeah, definitely. I worked on a variety of surfaces, including concrete driveways, brick patios, wood and concrete decks, um, Bentley slide-ins, and even more metal surfaces. Each material it requires a different approach, so I've learned to assess the conditions of the surface and just adjust my techniques accordingly. And for example, with the wood decks, I'm very careful about using low pressure just to avoid the damaging in the wood grain.
Okay, okay. I think that in our line of work, attention to detail is something that is very key. Um, can you explain to me or describe a situation where you needed to access the surface to make sure the proper power washing techniques were used?
Sure, definitely. There was this one job where I had power wash a wooden fence. It was quite old. It had a lot of built up dirt on it. I took my time to evaluate the conditions of the wood just to make sure it wouldn't splinter or damage or anything like that. I decided to use lower pressure and a gentle cleaning solution to avoid the harm of the surface. I also tested a small area first just to make sure that it'll come out looking right before I actually started the entire fence. Um, the client, they were there very happy with the result, and so was I because I was able to just avoid the issues of the wood and move on and make it better and not be harmful anymore.
That sounds great, man. Power washing involves working with machinery that requires safety precautions. Can you tell us about how you ensure that your safety and the safety of those around you when you're operating the power washing equipment?
Yeah, safety is always my top priority. I make sure to wear proper protective gear, including like safety goggles, gloves, steel toe boots. I ensure that the area is always clear of people and pets before I start my work. especially using a high pressure setting. I always inspect the equipment before I use it just to make sure it's functioning properly, and I follow all manufacturer safety guidelines for each machine as well. Um, also make sure that the washer hose is properly secured, just so there aren't any accidents or no equipment failures.
Okay, I wanted to go a little more into some of the problem solving and the handling of our different situations. Uh, Sometimes things don't always go as planned. Can you think of a time when you had a problem with the equipment or a challenging situation, and how did you handle it?
Yeah, definitely. There was a situation on a commercial property where the power washer I was using it just all of a sudden we stopped working in the middle of the job. It turned out the pump had overheated, so I took a break, let it cool down. I checked the manual just to troubleshoot it, and I made sure that the situation was carefully being taken care of before I tried anything. Once it had cooled off, I was able to fix the issue and continue the job. In the meantime, I kept the client informed about the delay. They appreciated me coming out and telling them that and communicating with them. I learned a lot from the experience and about and how to just keep calm and just troubleshoot equipment issues quickly from there.
Yep. Power washing can also involve working with customers. Have you ever had to address an issue with a customer or explain the results of how a job went? And how did you go about approaching this? Though some customers might get mad if you don't do a good thing.
Yes, yes. I've had a few instances where the customer wasn't completely satisfied with the final results, and initially, for example, one client had a concrete driveway that didn't look as clean as they expected it after the first wash. So I took the time to go over the process with them and explaining that some things like oil, it can be more difficult to remove and it might require a second round or treatment or a different cleaning solution. I also offered to come back and try again, which they appreciated. And after another round of cleaning it, the driveway, it just looked much better and they were happy with the results.
Okay, okay. Another thing that's big for us is teamwork and communication. So when you're going to be working with us, you're going to be working with somebody. Our team values collaboration and good communication, especially when it comes to coordinating jobs and ensuring efficiency. Can you give us like an example of a time when you worked closely with others to complete a project, and what role did you play, and how did you ensure that everything went smoothly?
Sure. I worked on a large commercial project where we had a team of 4 people. We needed to power wash the entire exterior in a multi-story building. I took the lead on communicating with the client to ensure that we were aligned on expectations. I also helped organize the workflow, assigning specific tasks to the team based on our strengths. For example, one team member was good with high pressure equipment, so I made sure that they took care of the areas that required extra power. I constantly checked with everyone to make sure the job is moving smoothly and that no one was missing any spots or anything like that, and the project was completed on time without any major issues.
Yeah, that's great to hear, man. Communication is also key when dealing with clients. Um, how do you ensure that you maintain a clear communication with clients throughout a jobs? Because some clients may want one thing done, and you guys might do the other.
Always make sure to have a pre-job discussion with the client just to go over the scope of the work and answer any questions or setting the expectations for them. During the job, I check with the client periodically, especially if there's a delay or a particular issue that comes up. At the end of the job, I make sure I just walk through with the client properly, just to ensure that they're happy with the results. If there's anything that they want me to touch up on, I'll always be happy to do so.
Yep. So as a company, we're committed to fostering a diverse and inclusive workplace. Can you give your share of thoughts on diversity and inclusion? And how would you contribute to creating a welcoming environment, both in the workplace and when interacting with customers?
I believe diversity and inclusion are very important and incredibly important in any workspace. I think it's essential to respect for people from all backgrounds and just to make sure that everyone feels valued. On the job, I try to create a positive environment by being open minded and supportive of others. If I'm working with a team member who may not have experience, or I'm always happy to offer like any guidance or assistance to them. So it's like I also make sure to be respectful to our clients' backgrounds and needs, tailoring my communication to make sure that others are felt and heard and understood.
Yeah, man, that's really good. One thing was, how do you approach working with people from different backgrounds, or just people with varying skills and levels on the job? Like you already have experience, but other people might be their first day. So, what strategies do you use to ensure that everyone feels respected and included on the team?
Yeah, man. I think it's very important to foster a sense of respect and collaboration, no matter someone's experience level or their background. I just make sure to listen to everyone's ideas and encourage them about open communication. If I'm working with someone with less experience, I always try to offer advice and support without being mean or like stepping on their toes about it. I just want to make sure that everyone feels like they're contributing to the project and that their skills are valued at all times.
Okay. Uh, I just wanted to thank you, Ray, for sharing some of your experience and thoughts with us. Before we finish, I was just trying to see if you had any questions for us about the role or any questions about our company.
Yeah, I had a question. Um, what does the training process look like for this position, and how do you typically like handle the team collaboration, especially on like large projects?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the training usually is a 5 day training program which you go through. We're gonna try to get in touch with you within the next couple of days to let you know what's going on. But the training will be 5 days, and then after that, you'll be partnered with somebody, and you guys will be in charge of going to houses and doing the jobs and getting quotes. I do want to thank you again for your time today. It was a pleasure talking with you and speaking with you.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity as well. It was a pleasure to speak with you as well. I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.
Sir, talk to you soon.